All right, we have Dr. Heather Mitchell with us today. And Heather, I'll let you introduce yourself and take it from there.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, my name is Heather, and I work at Back in Motion Physical Therapy in Frazee. And we are going to talk about fall prevention and balance training, and then we'll also have some strengthening exercises at the very end as well. So, why is balance and fall prevention important? So, 30% of people over the age of 65 fall every year, according to an article that was updated in 2023. 10% of those falls result in serious injury, so including fractures, hip fractures, sometimes can be wrist fractures or elbow fractures from people trying to catch themselves, traumatic brain injuries or concussions, and then subdural hematomas. Falls are the most common accident that happen in people who are 65 and older. They are the major cause of hospitalization for this age group. So, how does our body balance? We have primarily three different systems that help our body balance. The first one is proprioception. This is probably the easiest one to understand and explain because it's basically where your joints are and where your body is in space and how your body perceives that. So, a good example is your feet touching the floor, how your body perceives where your feet are on the floor, if they're flat, if you have more weight on the backs of your feet, on the front of your feet. And so that proprioception tells your body where you are in space, tells your brain where you are in space. The second one is the ocular system, the visual system. So being able to see where you're walking, and being able to make sure that things are lit well so that you can see, especially at night. That's very important. And making sure that your vision is good. And if you don't have good vision, having glasses that you can see things clearly. I've had people who've had problems with depth perception, like looking down the stairs and figuring out where their foot is being placed on the step so that they're safely going up and down stairs. I have had people put a reflective tape on the very edge of their step, or even just tape in general. And this helps their eyes to focus on that so that they can see that depth and how far they need to be able to move their foot down to the next step. The other system is vestibular. And this one we don't always know a lot about, but it is a very important system for balance as well. And the vestibular system and the ocular system work together. So the vestibular system is your inner ear system, and you have one on the right and one on the left, and they have to work together also. They're called semicircular canals, and then you have the cochlea, and you have the cochlear nerve that comes from there that sends signals to your brain that tells your body where you are in space or your equilibrium. So another way our body keeps balance is we have these balance strategies. And the first strategy that our body uses is called an ankle strategy. Now, this is where our feet are planted, and let's say we get like a small bump to us while we're walking. Um, our ankles move quickly, and our muscles around the ankle move very quickly to help us keep our balance. So it's a very small disturbance, but our ankles are the first ones that kick in. The second one is the hip strategy, which is moving at the hips, so side to side, forward and back, rotation as well. But this is a larger disturbance. So let's say maybe you're walking and somebody accidentally bumps into you. Well, your hips are going to move, muscles are going to contract to keep you from falling or taking that next strategy, which is the stepping strategy, the third one. This is where you have a larger disturbance. Let's say you trip over something and you have to react very quickly to put your foot down. So that's that step to prevent us from losing our balance. So all of these, we need very quick reaction times, and we need those muscles to fire quickly also, but they also need to be strong enough to do that. So, what are some ways that we can help prevent falls either in the home or while we're out and about too? So, this was taken from the Mayo Healthcare System. One of the first things you can do is talk to your provider, make an appointment with them, have a discussion about your concerns about balance, review all your medications. Sometimes your medications will have an interaction with another medication, or one of their side effects is dizziness or balance issues. And so you want to make sure that all your medications are lining up correctly, that you're not having any difficult interactions with them or those side effects. Any previous falls that you've had, talk about those. What happened? Was it something where you tripped and, something was laying on the floor and you tripped over it, you just didn't notice it? Or was it you stood up and you got dizzy and you fell? Those are the things that you need to have that discussion with your doctor about. Also, reviewing health conditions. A lot of times people who have neuropathy or, decrease in sensation of any type for any reason, either in their feet, feet is usually the biggest place that this affects because you have to have a sensation of your feet on the floor. Where are my feet on the floor? How am I taking that step? Is there something there in my way that I can feel? And then your visual sense will take over if that proprioception is decreased in any way. So another good tip is to keep moving. You want to be walking in your house if you can, even outside, and that will help strengthen your muscles also. But be safe while you're doing that. So if you do feel unstable, using an assistive device is really helpful for this. And sometimes I have people, who are like, I don't really like using a cane. Well, how about a walking stick? Something that's going to help with your walking, but then also gives you another point of reference on the ground so that you feel more stable. Wearing sensible shoes is another one. You want something with a good grip on the bottom, especially when you're going outside as winter's coming up. We'll get those icy conditions and snow. You want something that's going to have good traction. Um, Sometimes slippers are okay if they have a nice, supportive arch support and they have some grip on the bottom of them too. You don't want the real slippery ones. You'll slide all over the place. The other one is removing home hazards such as like throw rugs, or if you have a lot of clutter on your floor, trying to clear those walkways where you're walking so that you have a nice clear area to walk in. With rugs, I usually tell people if you do need one, make sure they have a rubber backing so that they stay put, so that they're not sliding over the floor or when you step on them, they don't slide. And make sure they kind of have a low profile so they're thinner. Sometimes you get those real fluffy ones, and sometimes you'll catch your foot on it and trip and fall. Also, lighting up your living spaces. I tell people all the time to put night lights in their hallway. And this will help, especially when you're getting up to go to the bathroom at night. You have a nice clear view of the hallway, making sure there's nothing on the floor. And then also into like the room you're going, the bathroom, have a night light in there so that you can see where you're going. So some of the balanced exercises, these are kind of my favorite ones that I give to most of my people who are having issues. The first one is the ankle strengthening. So this is our first strategy, right? Where we're gonna really strengthen those ankle muscles so we can have that quick movement. So the first one here is you can do this at a counter, or if you have a sturdy chair, putting your fingertips or hand on a chair. You can come up onto your toes and then come back down, and then you come back on your heel, lifting your toes up. So you're going to get both the front of the ankle and the back of the ankle for strengthening with this one exercise. I would do 15 reps and try them twice a day. The next one is the hip strengthening. So again, our hip strategy, we want those hips to be strong. This one is standing. I like to do this at a counter, but using just your fingertips to put on the counter just to help with your balance. And you're going to bring one foot out to the side and then bring it back in, keeping your foot straight. You don't want your foot to angle out. You want it straight so that you're working the outside of these hip muscles here. These ones tend to get weak as we get older too, so we kind of want to target those. So 10 times reps and then 2 times a day. So the other one is working on balance. You increase your balance by using it, by challenging it. So this one here's the standing balance. I have people stand in the corner with their back to the corner. This helps just feel more safe. And then a chair in front of you. So if you do lose your balance, you're going to either fall back or you're going to catch yourself in front of you with the chair. So keeping your hands on the back of the chair, you're going to stand with your feet together. Try not to use your hands if you can, but you're going to hold it for 20 seconds. Do this 3 times and try it twice a day. And then the progression to this one is then you feel stable here, try closing your eyes. And this will really work your vestibular system and your proprioception system when you take out the visual system. So then you're working those other two that don't always get a lot of exercise. The next one is the standing balance with one foot in front of the other. So this one, again, you're in the same position, chair in front of you. Just put one foot in front of the other and hold that for 20 seconds, keeping your eyes open. Try not to use your hands. If you need to, though, they are there. And then switch to the other side. So you want to do holding for 20 seconds, 3 sets, and then 2 times a day. This one you can also close your eyes with too. It is a lot harder than the one with your feet together, but it is a nice progression. Okay, so these are some really good leg exercises again, just to help with that strengthening through the whole leg. And you can even work the core muscles, especially with this one here. So here you want to start at the edge of the chair, um, keeping your feet kind of pulled back underneath you, and then your hands outstretched in front of you. This kind of helps with the counterweight to help you come up, forward and up is the motion that we want here. So you want to be able to do this without pushing down with your hands. And this is really good strengthening for the hips and the knees and the ankles because you're really just using those leg muscles to help you get up. So this one, standing up and then slowly coming back down, again, keeping your hands in front of you as you come back down as well. Try not to use your hands to help you descend into the chair. If you need to, though, go right ahead and do that. This one I have found if people have a hard time with like a lower surface chair, then I have them find something a little higher or even put a cushion on your chair. And this will help get you up higher until those legs get stronger. And then you can take that cushion away. The next one is standing, it's a standing march. And so just holding onto the countertop for balance again, but lifting each leg up and down 10 times. And I would do this one again 1 to 2 times a day also. Sometimes I have people to make this more challenging. If they have ankle weights, they could put a set of ankle weights on, maybe 2 or 3 pounds even, and do this exercise with those ankle weights as well. Okay, that is the end. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Heather. And there are also the resources. Okay. And then do you want to give your phone number so if people want to be able to contact you?
Yes. My phone number is 218-298-4524, and I am located in Frazee, right across the street from Dollar General. It's the Blue Skyline building is what it's called.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather.